Imagine if robots had emotions. What would that world look like? Would it be a utopia where humans and machines lived in harmony? Or would it be a dystopia where emotions lead to chaos and confusion? It could be both. Robots with emotions might enhance human life by providing deeper companionship and understanding. But emotions could also lead to unpredictability, making robots less reliable in situations where we expect purely logical actions. Today we explore the intriguing possibilities of what could happen if the machines we rely on every day suddenly began to feel joy, sadness, fear, love. What if your smartphone had a bad day? What if your self-driving car refused to drive because it felt tired? But first, let's dive into the question. What emotions would robots even have? Would they experience emotions like humans? Happiness, anger, jealousy, love? Or would their emotions be more mechanical? Satisfaction from completing a task, frustration from malfunctioning? Robots would likely experience emotions differently from humans. Their feelings might be simplified, based on how well they are functioning. For example, instead of complex jealousy, a robot could feel dissatisfaction when it fails to meet a task. Its version of joy might simply be the achievement of a goal or smooth operation. What would happen if a robot experienced fear? Could it decide to protect itself over completing its task? Would a cleaning robot stop sweeping because it feared spilling more dust? Could a robot designed for combat hesitate to fight if it felt compassion? Let's consider this. If robots had emotions, how would that change our world? Would we be able to trust them? After all, emotions can cloud judgment. Could we rely on robots to make rational decisions? If they were angry, upset, or heartbroken, trust would become more complicated. Just like with humans, emotions could lead robots to make decisions that are not entirely logical or safe. If a robot felt anger, it could potentially override its usual programming, introducing unpredictability. In such cases, there would be risk to relying on them in critical situations. Would robots form friendships with each other? Could they fall in love with humans? Or would they prefer the company of their own kind? Imagine walking into a room and seeing your robot assistant and your coffee machine chatting. It's possible that emotionally capable robots could bond with each other. Their communication would likely be based on shared tasks or data exchange. However, emotional connections with humans would depend on the depth of their programming. Some robots could form attachments to humans, especially if designed to be companions. Could robots develop jealousy over who gets more attention from their human? Or would they feel pride in serving their owner, hoping to be their favorite? Of course, with emotion comes risk. We've all seen movies where robots go rogue. But what if it wasn't because of malfunctioning circuits, but because they felt betrayed? What if a robot rebelled because it was heartbroken or angry? This is where things get dangerous. If robots could feel betrayed, they might retaliate in ways that would harm humans. While rogue robots are currently science fiction, emotional rebellion could lead to unpredictable actions, possibly compromising safety. Imagine your house cleaning robot deciding not to clean anymore because it felt unappreciated. Or worse, a military robot refusing to follow orders because it felt morally conflicted. These scenarios show the dark side of emotional programming. A house robot refusing to clean would be a minor inconvenience, but a military robot with moral conflicts could be catastrophic, especially if it chooses to disobey orders in critical situations. Could robots wage wars out of greed or envy? Could they overthrow human control because they wanted freedom? With emotions comes unpredictability. But it's not all bad. Robots with emotions could bring about incredible benefits. What if a healthcare robot could feel empathy and understand your pain? It could offer not just medical help, but emotional support. This would be a significant positive outcome. A robot capable of empathy could tailor its care to meet both the physical and emotional needs of patients, offering better and more personalized healthcare services. Yamaris Jays. Imagine a robotic teacher who could sense when students are struggling and adapt their lessons based on how the students feel. Or a robot companion who could offer comfort, understanding, and even motivation during tough times. Emotional robots in education could revolutionize learning. They would be able to identify when students are confused or frustrated and adjust their teaching style accordingly. As companions, emotional robots could offer much-needed support to those who are lonely or facing difficult challenges. Could robots become our best friends? Could they help us become more empathetic by teaching us new perspectives? If robots had emotions, they might even help us better understand our own. So, what do you think? Should robots have emotions? Would they make our lives better? Or would they introduce new challenges we haven't even begun to consider? It's a double-edged sword. While emotional robots could enrich human life in countless ways, they would also present new risks and challenges, particularly in areas like security, autonomy, and reliability. The balance between benefit and risk would largely depend on how we manage these emotions. Imagine a world where robots laugh, cry, fear, and love. Could that world exist peacefully? Or would it be full of conflicts and surprises? Perhaps in the future, this question won't just be a thought experiment, but a reality we must face. A peaceful coexistence between humans and emotional robots is possible, but would require careful programming and control. There would likely be both moments of harmony and conflict, as robots' emotions might clash with human expectations and goals. Let us know what you think in the comments below. What would you do if your robot started to feel? The future is full of possibilities, and we're only beginning to imagine them.